No. Nope. Here's a haul video. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome to my channel where I like to talk about books and stuff. Mostly books and not much stuff. Today we are going to be doing a haul video. I've bought a bunch more books over the past few months. I said I wasn't going to, but I did. You know, Father's Day happened and went to a used bookstore for that, and then I've taken a few work trips and found some fun new used bookstores on those trips as well. So I've got some cool stuff to show off. Let's look at them. Alright, picked up Warbots #2. I love this series, looks so cool with all these shiny covers. I bought #1 a while back and said I wouldn't buy more until I read it. And I'm a liar because I found this one for cheap and I picked it up. This is book #2, Warbots. Found a bunch of really cool stuff at a used book stop in Virginia. Found some actual, like, everything was I think $2. I never really pay more than that. But yeah, Death Angel by Robert Black. I had never seen this one before. Just a nice 80s horror paperback. Let's see the next few here. So if I'm at like a used bookstore and I find obviously there's tons of options. I'm a little bit more picky and choosy about what I'm going to take home. Now if I'm at like a thrift store, a Goodwill or something, and I find anything that's interesting to me, usually it's cheaper and I'm less choosy. I'm just like, ooh, I want. So I ended up picking up a bunch of stuff at this thrift store for like 30 cents a piece. So I've heard the Xanth novels aren't very good, but I picked up a couple of them just because, you know, 30 cents, I'm not gonna not get it. So that's Zone of Contention, Piers Anthony, Xanth novel. Also picked up a couple of Heinlein's, Door into Summer, Robert Heinlein. These are, you know, Heinlein's are pretty easy to find, and I've heard not great things, but I'm gonna pick it up for cheap. Same thing with Piers Anthony's Mur Cycle. There we go. That cover is amazing. I also found this one at like a thrift store for like 30 cents. Down a Dark Hall by Lois Duncan. Lois Duncan wrote the like I Know What You Did Last Summer books. This looks like almost like a gothic though. So I'm not sure what the deal is with this. Like, is it an actual gothic or is this still like just one of her young adult books with a more unique cover? Either way, picked that up. Also found this one, The Merlin Effect. Just is such a fun looking cover. My cat is harassing me. What are you doing, buddy? Alright. Also picked up this David Gerald's A Matter for Men. I have showed off copies of this before. I think I have like 1 and 2 in this series, The War Against Chithor or something. But this cover was so incredible, I had to pick it up. I might get rid of my old copy and keep this one because that's just, I mean, I want to read this series so badly. Another one. Apparently this thrift store was just someone got rid of all their Piers Anthony's. Through the Ice, Robert Cornwise and Piers Anthony. I think that's it from that. No, that's not. I also got, now I'm wondering if I grabbed all the books. I don't know. It's possible I missed some. I grabbed this Phoenix Force, Night of the Thuggee. Phoenix Force, of course, a spin-off of the Mac Bolan books, the Executioner series. But this one looked super cool, and obviously for 30 cents I'm picking it up. I guess it's like an Indian gang. Which sounds super cool. Number 18. The reason I said I don't think I grabbed everything is I know I found Phoenix Force book 1 somewhere, and now I'm like, I don't think I grabbed that, which makes me worried I didn't grab everything, but sorry. I also found this. I was amazed. MIA Hunter by Jack Buchanan, men's adventure book from the 80s, in just like pristine, perfect condition for like 30 cents at this thrift store. And I believe this is the first in that series, so I was really, really excited to find that. Just looks incredible. This is the other Heinlein I picked up there. Moon is a Harsh Mistress. I haven't read any Heinlein. Also found The Destroyer number 27. I think this is the only one of these I've ever actually picked up because there's just so many. Looks like we got Nazis and some sort of Fu Manchu dude and, you know, naked ladies and explosions. So, sounds great. Xanth, another Xanth book, Zombie Lover. I think that was all from, nope, one more. I also found this one, The Demonologist. So this is the true story of Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren, the world-famous exorcism team behind the Amityville. So I think this is supposed to be like a nonfiction book about them, but didn't we determine that that whole thing was fake? I don't know. Anyways, it was a cool little thing, and I picked that one up. Let's see. These are not organized by anything, really, but I found this other, I think I mentioned, yeah, I started to say I found some cool stuff at a Virginia bookstore, and then I jumped to a thrift store, but I think these were back to that Virginia bookstore where everything was like $2. I found Dreamland, which I've never seen this cover before, by Garfield Reeves Stevens. I'm a sucker for any kind of like, you know, amusement park horror book. And also Stephen King on the cover here says the Tom Clancy of horror, whatever whatever that means. It's pretty big. Tom Clancy's books are big, but like really, what does that mean? The Tom Clancy of horror. I don't know what that means. Found Gothic. Once again, another Gothic where she's not running away from the house, she's already in it. Like, how do I keep finding those? That's not normal. And it says it's Queen of Coins by Stephanie Hall, and it's also a queen-size Gothic. Whatever that means. Does that mean it's like smaller because it's the big ones are king-sized, or does that mean it's like bigger than a peasant-sized Gothic? Oh, okay. It says queen-sized Gothics are a new idea. They offer the very best in novels of romantic suspense by the top writers, greater in length and drama, richer in reading pleasure. Each book is guaranteed to be reading fit for a queen. Oh, sounds great. I'm a bit of a queen myself. Then I found Able Team Book 1. There are like a million of these. I usually don't pick them up. I found them before, but I mean, I found Book 1, so if you're going to start anywhere, that would be a place to start. Once again, this is another spin-off of the Mac Bolan Executioner series. I picked up this Mickey Spillane book. I've never read any Mickey Spillane, but Nick, the Book Graveyard, always talks about loving his books, so I picked one up. And the covers are pretty cool. Good suggestion, Nick. Animal. Let's see. I'm gonna come back to that in a minute. Also at that store for $2 found Deadly Nature by V.M. Thompson, which I was shook to find. This is really hard to find these days. I believe it's in Paperbacks from Hell, so the price is pretty pricey online. Yeah, very cool cover. Let me see if I can get that to focus better. Well, anyways, yeah. I was really excited to find that one because you don't see that one. I've never seen it in the wild. Another horror book, The Seeing by William P. McGivern and Maureen McGivern. Just a random, I don't know anything about this one, but random horror book. Found another Silver Glass book. I've had book 3 forever. I believe this is book 2. And I also found book 1, which I think is over here somewhere. I'll grab that one real quick before I make a mess. Things are falling now. Oh, alright. Yeah, book 1, which Nick at the Book Graveyard reviewed and said it was good. So I've been trying to track down this whole series so I can read that. Hey, are you guys tired of hearing me talk about Nick from the Book Graveyard? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. I also found this, The Lissa Syndrome by Christopher Fahey. I've never even seen this cover before, and it's a zebra horror book, which like I thought I'd heard of all of them at this point, but I guess not. And it's a tattered, beat up copy, but when I opened it up, it is signed, which is pretty cool. Signed in 1990, 6/12/1990, and someone even cut out like a local news clipping about the writer signing in their town. I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, it's the Lissa Syndrome. Let's see. Alright, I'll jump to these. So I found, I don't even remember which one. I think I found this one at that bookstore. Berserker by Dan Schmidt. This is Eagle Force book number 6. And I had never seen these before, but they look so cool, and they're really short. So I was happy to find more like men's adventure sort of things. And I Googled the series when I got home, and on eBay there was a lot of, I guess 5 of them, for like $8, like shipped or something, which was outrageous. I don't usually buy things off eBay, but I got a bunch of Eagle Force books, so now I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So yeah, just show, let's see, it's Berserker, Death Camp Columbia, Flight 666. I looked up Dan Schmidt. I think he wrote a few of the like Executioner books. I don't know that he wrote a ton under his own name. I could be wrong. Red Firestorm, Ring of Fire, Edge of the Blade. Yeah, those look like a ton of fun. I'm excited to read those. I would love to track down the whole series and then, I don't know, just do like a full series review or something. But the guys I bought it from on eBay, yeah, for like $8 or $9 shipped, sent me a message and was like, hey, do you like Westerns? Because I'll throw a few in for free if you want them. And I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. So he threw in 2 random books, First Blood and Other Stories by Jack Schaefer. I don't know anything about this, but excited to have more Westerns. And Todd Hunter Ballard, Rawhide Gunman. So, very cool. Let's see what else we got here. So I went to Florida for a trip. I was in Boca Raton and stopped in a bookstore, and I found this for like $1 or $2. It's got a little thing clipped, which is unfortunate, but Ronald Kelly is very hard to find. This is another zebra horror, Bloodkin. I read Ronald Kelly's autobiography, Southern Fried and Horrified. It's pretty cool. He's an interesting dude. So this is the second Ronald Kelly book I have, and I still haven't read one of his fiction books, but I really need to. because he's supposed to be a pretty good writer, kind of like Southern horror. Let's see. This one I picked up at that same Virginia bookshop. Or no, it was a different Virginia bookshop that was also great. Planet Without a Name. I have known nothing about it. I just had to get it because look at that little harpoon holding alien man. I actually started reading this one. So it's good so far. And then I also found 3 of these books, 3 of The Last Rangers, more men's adventure. Last Ranger by Craig Sargent. Last Ranger, I don't know what order these go in. Number 4 by The Rabid Brigadier. And The Madman's Mansion, The Last Ranger. Very cool. I like that there's like a dog on the cover of these two. What does the dog have? They're different dogs though. Does he get like different dogs every book? They're different ladies too, so probably it's different ladies every book. Alright, another one. Life Keeper by Mike McQuay. Don't know anything about this, I just liked the cover so I picked it up. When Machines Become Our Masters. Nice. Okay, let's see. Let's show these off. Actually, I'm going to go to these. So I did a book trade with Nick, The Book Graveyard again. And he traded me The Legacy, which I've always seen the cover of and wanted, just never found in the wild. So I'm excited to have that one. Love that hand coming out of the cat. And there you go. Very cool. Also traded me The Rat Bastards, another men's adventure series. This is number 14. I guess there were a bunch of these. I love that art. I like the guy with the sword. Also this, I guess it's like a fantasy sci-fi book, The Thinking Seat. That looks cool. It's a pretty obscure thing. I've never heard of this before. So excited to have that one. And of course his favorite, Hawk, which I'm excited to have because I've never found a Hawk book in the wild. But yeah, that looks amazing. That's the Treasure Divers. So thank you for sending me that, Nick. Super cool. What else? I found, I'll show these. So I usually pay $1 or $2 for books or less, but I picked up a couple books in bags, like I'm a fancy person. So I got Forlorn Island, Edison Marshall, because that cover was just too cool. These were only like $4, but this is a Dell matte back, and it's got this, I don't even know if you can see his hand is like bloody. It's like dripping blood off this, whatever he's holding, out of a porthole. And then if that's not good enough, the map on the back is like the Aleutian Islands off Alaska. I mean, that was enough for me. I love anything kind of set out there. So I'm excited to read that. That's Forlorn Island by Edison Marshall. And then also Satan's Mate by G.H. Smith. I think there's a whole genre of like swamp noir, like lurid swamp noir books. I've never found one, and this covers, I mean, this just looked too good. Yeah, so these are really cool. Maybe I'll send them to Nick as a thank you for all he sent me. So if you want those 2 books, let me know, and I'll send them to you after I've read them. What else? I found, finally, I've always been wanting to get into the, ooh, you know, that reminds me, hold on. Sorry, I had to run away and get something. I was going to say, I've always wanted to get into the Piccadilly Western writers, which is you know, basically Westerns were becoming a little stale to the public, and so a lot of people decided to, hey, what if Westerns had sex in them? And so the whole adult Western genre became a thing, and then the Brits in London, a group of writers, decided, hey, what if we did that, but toned down the sex a little bit and just up the ante on the violence, kind of like the spaghetti westerns in the film world. And so they were called the Piccadilly writers, and the Piccadilly writers are kind of what I'm interested in. I mean, I do want to read some adult westerns because they sound hilarious, but I really want those like ultra violent ones. One of those writers being George Gilman, who wrote the Edge series, and I finally found some Edge books in the wild for the first time. I've like never come across them before, but finally found two. So I found number 5 and number 45, and I'm really excited to give Edge a read. The reason I ran out of the room is, it reminds me, I also picked up this, Hot Lead, the Adult Western Special. So this is like a magazine about the adult Western literature movement. It's full color. It has sort of retrospectives and reviews on various like books and series. There's like Jake Logan and Long Arm, you know, Slocum books, and yeah, and checklists, and it's really cool. You can pick this up on Amazon for cheap, so I highly recommend that. That's what I ran away to get. Oh, but there's more books. There's more. Okay, I also picked up Dagger by Carl Stevens. This is a Gold Eagle book, Ride of the Razorback. This looked so cool. I guess some dude goes to Japan and is fighting, you know, Japanese kamikaze or something. I think it says book 2. I looked it up. There's only 2 in this series, so I really want to. I might just go ahead and bite the bullet and get a copy on eBay and read both of these, because I'd never come across this before. So that was pretty cool. Dagger, Carl Stevens. And then this one I'm really excited about also. This is Chill number 6, House of Scorpions. I'd never come across this before in anything in this Chill series. I wish it would focus a little better. But I guess it's like a detective. This is number 6, obviously. It's like a detective that solves crimes of the occult, the psychic, and the supernatural with his right-hand psychic sidekick, Laura Littlefawn. I can't handle how much I love this. I want everything in the series. There we go. Yeah, Chill number 6, House of Scorpions. So cool. Such a cool find. Also came across this one, The Deadly Deep. I love anything like ocean horror. So yeah, this is some sort of ocean horror book from the 70s. Looks amazing. By John Messman. And then I grabbed a number of, I also got Chumash there, like Indian horror. So that looks good. And then I grabbed a number of laser books because they were like $2 a piece. You know, I'd always seen this cover, Robert Colson's To Renew the Ages. I love that. And I also picked up Spawn. Anything with dinosaurs, like I'm kind of a sucker for. That looks cool, by Donald E. Glut. Donald E. Glut. Crash Landing on Iduna by Arthur Toft, with this monkey alien. Very cool. And Falling Toward Forever by Gordon Eklund, with a man in a collar. Okay, and then I grabbed this, House of Stairs. This also came in a bag by William Sleater. I'd never seen this before, and it just sounded too good. The the premise was like they're brought to a place blindfolded, no walls, no ceiling, no floor, nothing but an all-white maze of interlocking staircases. Like, sold. Yeah, that sounds too good. Let's see, we're almost to the end. There's only like 3 left. I picked up this, Skinner by Richard S. McEnroe. This just, I mean, the cover looked too good. It's like this badass dude with a knife and a dragon in the background, and I guess it's like, that's his job. He's like hunting dragon hides. Yeah, it just goes to get dragon hides. And then I picked up this one, Monkey Station by Ardath Mehar and Ron Fortier. I guess it's like a horror book where a disease starts due to experimenting on monkeys. There's even a quote by Andre Norton on the back. Reminds me of that movie, what is that, Outbreak? And then this one I picked up, this is the last book and kind of a preview to next week. So I've been kind of dipping my toe in the comic book world, and I think those count as books. So next week I'm probably going to talk a little bit about comic books and show off a bunch of comic books I've been buying lately, if people are interested. And if they're not, you don't have to click on it, because that's probably what I'm doing. But I went to Goodwill, or not Goodwill, I went to the Dollar Tree just to grab something I needed, and I went to the book section because I'm always kind of curious and fascinated by what books wind up at the Dollar Tree. And I've actually found some pretty decent stuff there before. I've even thought about doing like a Dollar Tree book review, just to like show you that, you know, if you're low on funds, you can still find cool stuff at the Dollar Tree. But anyways, I was looking and I found this, Martial Law Origins, and I was kind of like, what is this doing here? Because this this was published in 2008. It was kind of tattered. I'm just always curious by what you find at the Dollar Tree. So basically this Martial Law is like a series of comic books that have been running since like the 80s or something. And at some point, the makers wrote 2 different novellas that were illustrated. So it's like actual words, like it's like a book, but there's just like there are comic book illustrations like every 2 or 3 pages. Yeah, they wrote 2 novellas, and this is a collection of both of them. It has both of those novellas. And I was like, yeah, Dollar Tree, super cool. So anyways, I'm showing you this one because it's not quite a comic book. It's just an illustrated book. But next week I might talk more about comic books. So anyways, if you have read any of these, and they're great, or they're not great, or you want to tell me about them, let me know in the comments. Thanks guys, and I will see you around.